I'm now going to continue my video series on memory with a story about two people who lived in two different countries who invented the modern day mascara. And the first person I'm going to discuss in this video is Eugene Rimmel. Now, he lived in Europe, okay? How are you going to remember his name? Well, picture in your head Mr. Rimmel wearing a pair of blue jeans. Blue jeans, Eugene. See how it sounds alike? There you go. Now then, this Eugene Rimmel mixed coal dust and Vaseline to make mascara. Now, how are you going to remember the coal dust and the Vaseline? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to picture the blue jeans, and they are covered in coal dust and Vaseline. And that's how you're going to picture that. Now, if you want to know more details about that particular story, I'm going to leave a hyperlink to that story right down here in the description below. Okay? But now I'm going to introduce you to Maybelle Williams and her brother T.L. Williams. I did try to find out what the T and the L stood for. I was unable to find that out. If somebody can find that out, leave me a comment in the comments below, and I'll make a future correction video, okay? And I'll give you credit for finding out. So, there you go. Now, how are you going to remember Maybelle Williams? Okay? Now, picture in your head a bell ringing in the month of May. You could actually picture a calendar hanging off of this bell, and the month that's on that calendar is May. That's how you can picture that. Okay? Now, how are you going to remember T.L. Williams? Well, the T is the first letter in the word teal, and the L is the last letter in the word teal. So imagine that T.L. Williams is wearing a three-piece suit, and the three-piece suit is in the color of teal. There you go. Now then, her invention was the cake mascara. Now, let's picture in your head, here you got Maybelle Williams. You have a bell ringing, and it has a calendar on it, and the calendar month is May, of course, and of course it's May all around. It's pretty, the trees are blossoming, the flowers are blooming, that kind of thing. Alright? Now, she is holding a cake. Just imagine a young lady standing next to this bell, and she's holding a cake. Okay? Now, what she's doing with this cake is she's taking a damp brush. So imagine a great big icing covered cake, and she is taking a damp brush, and maybe she's brushing the icing on the cake. Okay? Now, the cake is made of soap, so you can imagine these soap bubbles floating out of the cake. And it is black icing she's covering this cake with for the black dye. Alright? And now, if you could picture all of this, I'm going to leave a hyperlink to her story down here in the description below as well. And you can go check that out for yourself. Alright. So, now I have taught you how to remember Eugene Rimmel and Maybelle Williams. If there are any other details about either one of these two that you want me to help you remember, by all means, leave me a comment in the description below, and I'll be more than happy to do so. Alright, I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. I'm now going to continue my video series on memory with the story of Angela Logan. Okay, now, how are you going to remember her name? Now, before I tell you this, I want to let you know that I'm going to leave a hyperlink down here in the description below so you can see the entire story of Angela Logan. Okay, now how are you going to remember her name? Well, just picture in your head an angel. She is an angel, okay? You can imagine the angel wings, the whole 9 yards, alright? Now, this particular angel is carrying logs on her shoulders. And she is also pregnant with a baby girl. Okay? All right. Now, the reason why I'm going to have you memorize this particular story is because of the medical term edema. E-D-E-M-A. Now, you can go in various directions with this. You can say, okay, we're going to picture the name of Angela Logan. Okay, I'm going to say it again. You're going to picture the name of Angela Logan, and you're going to say that her middle name is Edema. Okay, you could do it that way. Or you could say, all right, Angela Logan, this angel with logs on her shoulders, has just been stung with a bee. Either way, you could do that. Now, she did have edema, but she had another disease on top of that. If you want me to help you remember that disease, you are more than welcome to ask me in the comments below, and I'll help you remember that as well. Because of the edema and the other disease that she had, they suddenly had to induce labor. Okay, and they used a medicine called P18. P18, okay? Now, how are you going to remember that name? Well, you're going to remember it by imagining this great big pit full of sin. Okay, and we're reaching into this great big pit full of sin to pull out the medicine which is going to induce the labor of this angel with logs on her shoulders. See what I mean? And that's how you're going to remember that particular story. If there are any further details about this particular story you want me to help you memorize, you are more than welcome to leave a comment down here in the comments below, and I'll help you memorize any detail you'd like. In the meantime, that's a good way to remember the disease edema, is to picture all of this in your head. As soon as you hear the name Angela Logan, you're going to think of edema right off the bat. See what I mean? Alright. I will tell you more in a future video, so I would like for you to stay tuned.